watched the past couple of videos where we installed the air ride and the Woolwood brakes. Let me just tell you, the air ride works amazingly. I do have concerns with my upper control arms, so we're replacing those with tubular control arms, just to give myself more of a reassurance and clearance around the bags. I was just concerned about it, but the brakes itself, love them. You just need to be sure that you actually bleed the brakes. So when I took it for the drive, I didn't actually bleed the inbound and outbound. I just did a regular bleeding of the brakes. Went to drive it, did not stop at the end of my street. Scared the crap out of me. Had to yank on the e-brake. So I got it home, did a little research, found out that you actually have to like bleed the inbound and the outbound. Look at that bird. Oh. So you have to bleed the inbound and the outbound 4-piston brakes. So once we did that, they work perfectly. I love them. I have no issues with them. So yeah, just remember that. But they stop amazing. I love them. They work great. Another thing is, all right, I thought that guy was just gonna pull out on me. I thought we were gonna have an accident on the channel, but no. So the air ride works amazing. Like I said, I'm gonna replace the upper control arms with tubular control arms, just for my reassurance. Still got to get an alignment. I mean, we're not off too much, but I want to make sure that I am dead center so that I can start taking this thing. The ride quality on bags, so much smoother than my coilovers. I love it. I mean, it's pretty well where the stock suspension felt on the Integra. I can take the bumpy roads. I don't have scraping and bouncing around like I did with the coilovers. So the air ride, it's perfect. I love it. Just remember, if you go full lift, you're gonna be bouncy as crap. You're gonna bounce around. So just remember that. Yeah, so we're gonna just get this thing back to the house, into the garage, start taking out the old control arms, the ones that we had to cut and trim out, and replace the tubular control arms onto it. So yeah, enjoy the video. I hope you learned something. I learned a little bit from it. Like I said, sleeve bags, I was not too sure about them, just because I've always dealt with double bellow bags when I've built mini trucks and lowriders. So I've never really dealt with sleeve bags. I didn't know that they were high pressure bags. So it takes a lot more pressure to raise the car up, as to where double bellows with like an S10 and everything on about 40 pounds of PSI, you can raise the front of your truck up. On this, it takes about 90 or 100 just to get it up off the ground to where you can drive it. So remember that. Also remember that double bellow bags, when you inflate them, they inflate up. With sleeve bags, when you inflate them, they actually inflate out. So they have a different characteristics. Just learn that. Don't be afraid if you're used to double bellow bags. Don't be afraid of having use high pressure, more PSI to get the front end of your vehicle up. It's common. They are high pressure bags. So that's about the only difference. Other than that, I mean, on this road right here, I would have been having to just hear that dreaded metal scraping, bottoming out on my coilovers. So on the bags, I can go over it, and it's just like the stock Toyota. I mean, it's a bad road, so, but it's fun. It's fun. So just remember, we're gonna get back to the house. We're gonna take the old control arms off, put the tubulars on, and hopefully, the best of luck that they actually work out a lot better. So, oh, that was a big old dip. Normally, I would have had to stop. And what the hell is that guy doing? Yeah, that guy almost pulled out on me. Almost caused an accident right there. But let me get back to the house and we'll do this, all right? All right, so somewhere underneath this video, there's subscribe button, a bell notification, and a little thumbs up. If you could do yourself a favor and click one of those, and when you're done doing that, just leave a comment down below, and you know, let me know how we're doing here. I'll give you just a minute to let you do that, okay? Alright, now that you've done that, let's get started. As we mentioned about the upper control arms, we're going to be replacing those with the tubular ones for a little more space. Let's get up under here and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So if you can see it, we have room around the bag. We're not really rubbing or anything, and we are inflated, but it's kind of scary. I don't know if I'm going to overinflate or if something's going to kind of twerk and move around and rub up against it. So that's why we went with the tubular, to see if we can get a little more room, a little more clearance out of it. But this is before, this is what it looks like right now. So let's get the new ones in, old ones off, new ones in, and go from there, okay? Hopefully we should have more room. They look like they have more room. So I'll just get to that and show you the after results, because you don't need to see me just unbolting some nuts and bolts. So I'll take this off, put the new ones on, and get back with you. All right. Welcome back. I don't like doing things twice, but I like improving things. So that's what we did after we did. So as you remember, we had the stamped Castile control arm. Very minimal amount of clearance between the bags. With the tubular, I could fit my whole hand in between the control arm and the bag. So to me, I feel safer. I feel a lot more comfortable with, you know, possibly overextending the bag and things like that. Because as I mentioned before, with sleeve bags, they're a different characteristic than double bellow bags. Double bellow bags, when you air them up, they go up. With sleeves bags like this, they're high pressure bags. They expand out in order to give you your lift. So that is why the control arm was kind of bothering me in the beginning. But now with the tubulars, it's like I have ample amount of room, and I'm happy. I'm not paranoid or anything like that, because now I can take this on long road trips without any kind of worry that, oh, what if I hit a big pothole in the road and this thing kind of like it inflates a little more and rubs. So now I'm genuinely happy with this, the setup, the amount of space and things like that. I'm about to knock out the other side. This side was kind of like, you know, hoping and testing that everything worked onto it, and it does. So I'm very pleased with this side. So I'm going to knock out the other side and go from there. You don't need to see it. It's just taking control arms off. Remember, make all your measurements, because you want your camber to be the same. We still have not gotten the alignment on this thing yet, and now I'm glad I never did, because I was like kind of worried about it. So we're going to officially get it done now. But I'm happy with everything right now. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other side and get back with you, and maybe we'll just go for another little cruise. So yeah, let me just start wrenching on some things and get right back with you. Dude, it's September, and it's just, it's almost unbearable. Like August was okay. It was hot and bad, but September is like, oof. But we're done. So we got everything assembled on the car. It's kind of truck height right now. But word of advice, it's best to go after about a week of having it installed, to go in and recheck everything. Make sure that nothing's rubbing, nothing's pinched, nothing's loose. Go and recheck bolts, torque them down, things like that. Because I did have an airline that was pinched on the driver front, which I knew something was up because it took a little longer for that side to air up. It would show like 100 PSI on the gauge, but it wasn't lifting, and come to find out it was a pinched line. So I got that fixed too while I did the control arms. Go with tubular control arms. They have a lot more room. They give a lot more room, so you won't worry about any kind of things like that. But all in all, like I said, I love the air ride. works perfectly. It's smoother ride than the coilovers. I can still ride at my coilover height, but I still have the ability of doing that front end lift or going on inclines, raising the whole thing up, but also airing out for the peasants. Yes, that's the best part. So it's great. The brakes, amazing. Just remember, like I said, to bleed both the inbound and outbound side of both brakes, because there's pistons on either side, so they both sides need to be bled, but just remember that. Other than that, go out there, work on something, enjoy it, make something that you're proud of, and drive it around. And I mean, get people admiring what you do or hating on what you do, whatever you want. I mean, it's all good. But it's hot, so I'm gonna go shower. I'm gonna go get cleaned up and rest for a minute and get a drink and grab something to eat. So remember, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification wherever it's at on the screen, so you don't miss anything, because we still got plenty more to do with the Integra. It's not done yet. It's not done. We're still got stuff going on. We got carbon fiber. We got some camo stuff. We got lighting that we're working on. So we've got plenty of things going on with this. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss any of it. Hit that like, leave a comment down below, and I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Stay gold, stay humble. Peace.
I've always stayed the same, no doubt. I've always played the game all out.